Hi everyone. This seems to be my new spot to vlog, is like pull over someplace and take a deep breath after I leave a doctor appointment, which is why I have this little jammy, and then just hit record. My steering wheel's in the way and I just don't feel like changing things. Another fun day in the journey of post-mastectomy. So the focus today is how mastectomies impact your sleep. This is such an unflattering angle. Should I try going up here? But then you'll see all the garbage that's in my trunk. I'm just gonna go here and just not care about my 65 chins, which is probably part of the reason why I was where I was today. So I'm just leaving the hospital. I mentioned back in November that I had a sleep study done because my snoring has gotten a little out of control to the point that it's hard for someone to share a room with me when I travel because I snore all the time. I used to be such a light sleeper, or sorry, a heavy sleeper. We actually had an earthquake. I probably mentioned this the first time I talked about it in November. We had an earthquake once when I lived down in New York, and I was sleeping so soundly that I didn't even like wake up to know what had happened. I woke up in the morning and like my mom was cleaning all the broken glass out of the china cabinet, and I'm like, what happened? There was a gas station that blew up in New Jersey and it caused an earthquake. Anyway, I feel like I sleep pretty soundly, but over the years, I snore a lot. So the cardiologist was concerned about my breathing and stuff and recommended I have a sleep study. And I said to her, you know, how many people have a sleep study where they tell them that they don't have sleep apnea? Because I feel like a sleep study is just like telling you that you have sleep apnea no matter what. I don't know. That's just me being punchy. And it's after Lupron, so it's not my punchy time. But anyway, so I had the sleep study done. And then that was in November, and what are we in now? May, which is a long time. So today's appointment was to go over my sleep study. So guess what I need? Shocker! I need a CPap machine because, you know, I just don't have enough funds that I could possibly put into my my flex spending account to pay for all the things that you need after you have a double mastectomy that you don't even think that you're going to end up needing. Who knew? So thus the vlog. And it's freaking like going to be 80 degrees outside. I don't know why I'm wearing this. I tried to fit into this. This is one of my old tops that shrunk, and from the flood, which you can rewind to hear about that. But it's hot, and being hot and being on endocrine therapy is not enjoyable. But anyway, sleep. My gray hair is not because I'm not sleeping. It's just that like look how bad. Oh my God, like roots. Hello. I have this like thing here where it's like super gray. The lighting in my bathroom, in my new bathroom, is so dark and I don't see that. And I leave it. I'm like, oh, I'm getting my hair colored next week. Okay. Anyway, so I had the sleep study done. It was the night that after my kids came home back from college, so it was louder than typical because it wasn't just me at home. And I didn't sleep great, of course. And I said, well, can I do another sleep study? Because that wasn't like a typical night for me, and that's just not a thing. So, yeah, so it turned out that I had 11 situations where I stopped breathing in the middle of the night. Which is alarming to hear. Like 11 times I wasn't, well, first he said 11 times and then he said 11 times each hour, which is like much different. I don't know. I take it all kind of with a grain of salt because, again, I used to be a heavy sleeper. I also used to be a stomach sleeper. Since the mastectomies, obviously, I'm not a stomach sleeper anymore. I can't have the phone this low. It's just disorienting. So I'm just going to hold it here and you can see the pretty greenery behind me. So yeah, I used to be a stomach sleeper. Just to catch you up, I had a double mastectomy in August of 2021 and now we're in May of 2023. So it's almost 2 years after. And when I had physical therapy for my frozen shoulder that I'd gotten after my first surgery, she worked on me with trying to lay on my stomach. I did have a Reiki session. Actually, I had 2 Reiki sessions that were on my stomach. One was at the hospital. Oh my gosh, is it hot in here? One was at the hospital, and one was a friend of mine, like at a spa, that did it. Sorry, I'm sweating my freaking ass off. You're gonna have to hold just a second. Oh my God, I can't wear this shirt. It's so hot. Ugh. I guess all the more reason to be quick with my speaking. Sorry. Anyway, so, yeah, I laid on my stomach twice. It's uncomfortable. The implants are, they're not like forgiving like regular boobs are. You can't just like move them where you want them to go. It's uncomfortable to sleep for me still. Like if I'm laying on my back, you know, your boobs go to the side just because of gravity, but like my implants don't want to move because they are where they are, but my skin still wants to stretch, and then it feels uncomfortable in between like where your cleavage is. So some people after mastectomy just wear bras to bed. I don't really have a bra that's that supportive that would be also comfortable to sleep in. And I guess if you do, if you could, you know, put links or something in the comments, that would be awesome and helpful. So I have these tank tops from Felina, F-E-L-I-N-A, that I wore before all this stuff happened, but I had them in a size medium, and just as a heads up, like pretty much all my clothes right now are an extra large, like for the tops, they're an extra large. But the Felinas are a size medium, and they're stretchy, so it's fine for my stomach. I'm not pressing anyone like when I'm sleeping, but because they're a medium, they keep my boobs pretty much like where they are supposed to be. So when I'm laying on my back, they don't go over to the side. And I bought the adjustable bed. I bought the adjustable bed when the flooding happened and I moved, and it definitely does help, but, I also don't want to like not be breathing 11 times in my sleep. So it was frustrating to hear that like there's just something else to have to deal with. The snoring, I would say partially is because I'm not a stomach sleeper anymore. I can sleep on my side, but I tend to move around a lot in my sleep, and probably did that before all this stuff happened. But it's not comfortable for me to lay on my side either all the time, because then I have like one implant sitting on top of the other one, and it's just not comfortable. Like right now, I'm just not comfortable. So I really haven't found something that works, but like overall, I think I'm sleeping much better than I was when all this crap started. And then of course you have the endocrine therapy that, you know, the tamoxifen and I don't know if it's gabapentin and the Lupron, like whatever it is, all those things like cause you to have sleep issues. We were just talking about sleep issues last night in the breast cancer support group that I'm in. And actually next week's session is all about sleep. I own up that like I don't have the best sleep habits. It's been that way since I was like a teenager, where my mom would be like, you know, Jennifer, go to bed, even though it'd be like on the couch or on a chair or whatever. I'm very much a night owl. I could stay up to like 4 in the morning, but like getting like into bed and following that routine has just not been a thing for me, but I guess needs to be. And I know that I've had partners that have been supportive and like, come on, Jen, let's get to, you know, let's do this routine to get ready for bed. And I'm like, no, I want to stay up, which is great and youthful, but not practical when you get older and you need to get a decent night's sleep. And like, I wake up in the morning and I'm just not really a morning person. And like one of the things you check off with the questionnaires was like, you know, are you energetic in the morning? I would think most of the population is not energetic in the morning. I think, I could be wrong, but I think that most people like wake up in the morning and they're still somewhat tired. Like who wouldn't rather just like sleep in? That's why it's called sleeping in. And that's why people like look forward to it. I don't know. So I take what he said with a grain of salt, but I also like want to live to be ripe old age. So I'll play this little game of like, okay, now I have sleep apnea. Does the entire world have sleep apnea and they just don't know it? He's like, because I said something about like, it's a sign of me getting older, because I do know that as you age, your uvula, which is a little thing in the back of your throat, it loses muscle over time. So like if you're laying on your back and it's losing muscle, it flaps easier, and that's what causes the snoring. And then he's asked me if there's a family history of snoring. And I'm like, I remember somebody in my family is snoring. Well then, like, okay, I have to have it. And I'm like, I know a lot of people that snore. So does everyone that snore has sleep apnea? I feel like I have to change this because I'm clearly a bit skeptical about the whole thing. And I also want to be healthy and live a long life. But the relation, again, between the sleep and the breast cancer stuff, it's not even it's partially the cancer stuff, but it's the surgery, I think, more so. There's people around. It's the surgery more so for me. Can't lay on my stomach. If I'm on my side, I tend to not stay on my side. I'm not comfortable in my body, like, mentally, and I'm not comfortable in my body physically yet either. I know that if I got onto a very like strict routine, it would probably help with sleep in general. And I also don't know anyone through all the groups I've been on, and granted there haven't been a ton, but I don't know anyone that's a breast cancer survivor that's like going through some sort of medication treatment that gets a decent night's sleep. But like I said, I'll play the CPAP machine game and see how it goes. They ordered one for me. I have to go, I get to pick out what kind I want. Because there's all sorts, there's 100 different kinds of CPAP machines. So yeah, didn't think that I was going to end up getting one of those after the whole breast cancer thing. It's just like, it's something else. And I know it's all there to help me. Like, I understand all of that. But it's just frustrating where it's like, it's just something freaking else. Just to remind you, like now every night when I put these stupid tubes in wherever the hell they're going to go, it's just a reminder that like, yeah, Jen, you gained 30 pounds since like all this shit started. And what I didn't like at all, what I didn't like at all, there's a comment made about my cravings for food and my I'm exaggerating, my voraciousness to eat in the morning and to have something to drink and to load up on carbs in the morning will be reduced if I have a CPAP machine. And I kept it professional, and I waited till he was done. And I said, I don't have cravings for carbs first thing in the morning. I'm like, if anything, I don't really have cravings to eat at all since I've been on this medication. So like, don't fucking tell me that, like, I need to be on the CPAP machine because, like, I'm eating too much shit. Fuck off. Sorry. Not sorry. That's not the case. I didn't tell him to fuck off, but I wanted to tell him to fuck off because it is not about food. Ugh. So not about food. That made me really angry. So not about food. I'm like, what does he think? I wake up in the morning and I have 25 bagels? Like, no. I'm on a very, if anything with food, like my diet has been good. I've been seeing a nutritionist for probably 3 years now, because since I had the kidney stone, that really, really, really made me pissed off. Like, you just assume that someone who's gained weight, it's because all they do is sit there and like sit on their ass and watch TV all day long and like eat fucking junk food. And I'm like, I've had GI issues. Don't really have them anymore because I have a very healthy way of eating. So I'll just keep saying like, fuck off, and pretending that little green light right there where I'm talking into, I don't mean you to fuck off. I mean, anyone that says to you like, oh, just, you know, stop eating all that shit. That's why you should lose weight or you'll lose weight. And it's like, I'm not eating shit. I'm on fucking medication that's making me not metabolize my food as easily. So fuck off. I don't think I said the word fuck enough. This vlog. That made me mad. Especially as a breast cancer survivor. Like, you don't say that shit, man. Like, you go through breast cancer, you have your fucking boobs chopped off, you have to deal with, like, the living with these things that, like, look normal to everybody else, but if you have these things, you know it's not a fucking easy-ass journey. And like, oh, we'll just stop eating all those potato chips. Like, do I splurge every once in a while? Yes. But I don't sit on the freaking couch watching, like, 6 hours of Netflix eating fucking, like, Doritos. Okay. Let it go. Let it go. That made me mad. What's interesting with the CPAP machine, and part of why I'm not glad to have it or get it, is that I didn't realize that the machine itself, like, it stores data and it sends the data to whoever, like whatever company it is that tracks all of it. And then you have an app on your phone where you can see yourself how you're doing. They also, the bureaucracy of the healthcare system in America, the insurance company looks at it too, which I think is like so like unethical. But the insurance company looks at it, and if you're not using the CPAP more than 4 hours a night, I don't know if there's a certain amount of days or whatever, but it has to be 4 hours a night. The insurance company will say, well, you don't need it anymore, you're not using it, and they'll just stop paying for it, and then you don't get to use one. So I will take that frickin' bureaucratic system, stupid ass, like, yes, Big Brother is watching as you're sleeping with the damn CPAP fucking machine. Yeah, this vlog is not made for little kids. That it is accountability, because I would like, if I truly have sleep apnea, okay, I would play the game. I know that I have to use it routinely or else insurance will come and take it away. How asinine is that? I'm sorry. But because I don't want to have to use a CPAP machine, and I have someone who's like, Big Brother is watching me with the CPAP machine every night and seeing what I'm doing, I feel like it's enough of a kick in the ass to be like, Jen, you have to get up and start moving and doing shit again. And like one of the questions that they asked too is about like, yeah, I'm sweating, is about how much vigorous activity you do, like cardio and whatever. And I said, like, I did the SIMS program, the strength and motion program at that same hospital. And I said, like, when I did that, they only had me doing like hard cardio for like, it wasn't even hard cardio. Like I was on the elliptical for like 10 minutes. And then the focus is like stretching, and the focus is like strength training and then stretching. It was never like, oh, let's go on the elliptical for 40 minutes to lose the fucking, you know, tire that's around my stomach. Like, it's, maybe I'm going to go to the male-female thing. Maybe it's the guys just not understanding that when women go through menopause, this is just what fucking happens. I didn't enjoy the appointment, if you can't tell. And once I get the machine, I'm going to, because he said, let's try it for 4 to 5 months, see how you do. One sleep study is not enough to say that, like, you'll need this for the rest of your life. So that, I guess, is an important thing to point out. Because he said, you know, when you're doing it for 4 to 5 months, obviously there's a ton of information, a ton of data. And that's a better indicator of, like, I may use the CPAP for 4 to 5 months and then not need it at all anymore. I want to be one of those people. So if this is the annoying shit that gets me, like, off my ass, because I admit, like, I need accountability to get up and, like, do shit. Yeah. And if this is what it takes, then fine. This is what it took, you know? Like, tough love, whatever. So I'm going to start walking after dinner and go back to I'm not going to go back to the hospital to do the SIMS stuff again, but there's a gym, or I can go to the gym and do the exercises that were there, that were on my strength and motion like checklist thing. And I can actually do a vlog, because even though I haven't unpacked half of my life, or more than that, probably more like 80%, I do have the 3 different sheets of exercises to do. And I feel like I've gone through them in one of my vlogs, but they're sequential and I have to look at the dates, but I'll just pick the earlier one because that was the easier one. And I'm still fucking healing from surgery. Like, yes, I had surgery at the end of January. We're in May. But then, oh, by the way, my apartment flooded. So like I did a lot of shit with my arms that I shouldn't have and didn't really rest like I should have to heal. So I need to like backtrack a little and be kinder to myself. This appointment today was not about like, go Jen, go, let's be self-compassionate, or let's be compassionate about Jen and her journey and how much shit she's done. And like, look, I'm here and I'm wearing a dress and like I flat ironed my hair today and I put on makeup and all these things. I don't know. I did not enjoy the friggin' appointment today. But I need to get my shit in gear and deal with the heat today and get my hair colored. That's crazy. Look at that. Yeah, I need to buy root touch-up apparently. They have the spray kind. I will plug that. I can't even remember what brand it is, but there's like a little spray thing that you use. The pencils that I've used, they end up smearing, and if you're sweating, you get like sweat marks down. But the aerosol spray that I have actually works pretty well. So that's the sleep aspect with getting a, it's not getting a mastectomy, period. Like, you're having surgery done. I would think even if you had one side done, it still changes everything. And, you know, it's getting hot outside, and again, clothes are a freaking trigger for me. My clothes have mostly shrunk, since they were like cleaned after the flooding. Because you have to wash them in hot and in chemicals to get all the cooties off. And it's frustrating when I go to put a shirt on that used to be like big on me, and now like I can't even get up my arms. It's not like it's just one spot, it's like everywhere. I went to put on, I probably showed you that ring that I used to wear on my middle finger with the, they're crystals, they're not diamonds, they're crystals on them. I can't even get it on my finger anymore. And I can't say that, like, when I look at my hands, like, they don't look swollen to me, but I can't get the ring on anymore. I'll have to buy a new FU finger. Or ring. Yeah, so it's enough to be like hard on your body or hard on yourself because of what your body looks like after a mastectomy, and now you're just like adding this to it. But I will flip the switch and say the good things are it's kicking my ass to get exercising again, which I know I need to do. You know, finding the time, even if it's short. It pushed me to be kinder to myself when I'm hearing like the things that, like, oh, the chips that I'm eating, the imaginary chips that I'm eating, and the 25,000 cookies that I'm eating, which is so not the case. Where I know better. Like, I can listen to him and be like, listen, dude, you know, whatever. But I will try, and we'll see how things go with the CPAP. I'm not defeated with the whole thing. Again, it's all in the name of health and living a long life. So, we'll see what happens. All right, everyone, be empowered today, for Pete's sake. If someone says something like to you that's like annoying you, instead of my gratitude, I'm gonna say, if anyone's saying anything that's annoying you today, maybe not out loud, but you could even say just say in your head, like, fuck off. It's very, I'm from New York originally, so cursing just comes naturally to me. Which is why I created my own page to put these videos on and didn't link them to other things. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta say fuck off. But it's not always the most appropriate thing to say it out loud. So yeah, sometimes you just gotta say fuck off. So if you're mad right now and by yourself, you can scream super loud like fuck off. My window's open, so that was enjoyable. Actually, you know what? If you are by yourself right now, and you probably are because you're listening to this vlog, let's just do like one communal fuck off, and that will kind of empower you to be more compassionate with yourself. Okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Fuck off! People around me are like, what? All right, I gotta go now. Have an empowering day. Don't let anyone fucking piss you off. You know your own worth. You know what you do. You know that you're awesome. Toodles.